Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking on the topic of how to get your ex back now. I know some of you are wanting to do this, and that's what we're talking about today, so stick around. Before we get going, my name's Hedley Dorenzi and I'm a qualified life coach. I am an author and I am super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our life. So if you want to change any part of your life, you have to start by changing the story first. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories. That's where these teachings can really help, and that is why I am here. I want to help you to tell much better stories so that you can experience a much better reality. If you would like to work with me, I have one-to-one coaching, quick coaching, and I also have a free 21-day set yourself up with the ultimate self-concept course, which is the ultimate story that you want to be telling. And I'm on Instagram. All of those details are in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. All right, let's get into it. Okay, today we are talking about how to get your ex back, because I know that some of you are working on this and you want to do this, and I want to help you to get what you want, because that's what all of this is about. So if you are wanting to get your ex back now, you can absolutely do that using the law of assumption, and I want to share with you exactly how to do that in this video. But before I do, I just want to preface it by saying this is not something that I am doing in my own life. It's literally personal preference. You can do whatever you want in your movie. Getting an ex back has never been something that's been of interest for me. I'm more interested in the story rather than the actual person, the character that's showing up reflecting it back. So when a relationship ends for me, I do the work on the story and look at, what can I learn from that relationship and how can I use it to advance my story so that my story can get even better for the next one. And I have been working on this specifically for the last year and a bit. And so my relationship story is at an awesome place. I'm really happy with where I'm at in my story about relationships and using my reality as a form of feedback to help continue to advance that story. So if you want to get your ex back in your current reality, you can absolutely do that. And there are a few things that you just need to be aware of when you're doing it. First is that consciousness is the one and only reality. You are the cause of your reality. Now, in your relationship, the breakup was caused by what was happening in your consciousness, without a doubt. That is how this game works. A lot of you will be thinking that this person broke up with you, or they left you, or they cheated on you, or they did this to you, or they did that to you, or blah, 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 whatever. No, you did it to yourself. You did it in consciousness. You don't need to blame yourself. You don't need to give yourself a hard time. You just need to acknowledge it and see it and go, oh, cool, awesome. Now that I did it, I can undo it. I can change it. As long as you're seeing things happening outside of you to you, then you have no dominion over them. You can't change what is happening to you. But if you're the cause of it, then you can change it. You're the star of your show. You have dominion over your movie. You can rewrite the script. It's up to you as long as you take responsibility for it. That's number one. Number two, this beautiful person who is playing the support role as your lead character, as your love interest, is you pushed out, meaning they are reflecting back the assumptions that you're holding about yourself and the assumptions that you're holding about them and the assumptions that you're holding about relationships in general. So if any of those things are unfavorable, you want to look at it and say, what are the assumptions that I need to be holding about myself? What are the assumptions I need to be holding about them? What are the assumptions that I need to be holding about relationships in order to get what I want? Then you want to lay out a scene that implies you are with the person of your choice. If that's your specific person that you've broken up with, then you want to imagine a scene that implies you're back together. Now, you cannot be calling them an ex if you're back together in imagination. Remember, imagination is what's real. Reality is the reflection of what's real. You have to be placing more value on what you're doing in your imagination than what is happening in your reality. Doesn't mean you're denying reality. In fact, you're looking at reality and saying, this isn't a favorable reality that I want to experience, so I'm going to go into my imagination. I'm going to reorganize it in my imagination, and then I'm going to stick with the story. And I'm going to hold the assumption that this is the story I'm experiencing, and I'm going to live from that story. I'm going to live from the place of being with my person, that we are together in a beautiful relationship. Now, if you do that, They are no longer your ex. So you cannot be doing one thing in imagination and then going out into reality and talking about your ex and saying, oh, they broke up with me and they did this and they did that. You cannot be telling two stories. You have to decide what's the story that you're going to hold in consciousness and then live from that story, live from that state of consciousness long enough for your reality to catch up. That's the game. Most of us don't give reality time to catch up to what we're doing in consciousness. Most of us, create a new story in consciousness and then wake up the next day and go, where is it? You got to be a little more patient than that. You got to be a little more persistent. That's the muscle. That's the game of law of assumption. Like, you have to be willing to have faith and hold the assumption long enough for your reality to reflect back the new story and the new assumption that yes, you two are back together. Remembering that your person is not a source of anything. They are a reflection of everything. I'm going to say that again because that is so important. Your specific person is not a source of anything. They are a reflection of everything. Most of us will look at specific people or love relationships as giving us something that we want that we don't have. And that is not how this works. You have to give it to yourself first in imagination, hold it long enough for your reality to reflect back. They're support characters. You're the star of your show. They are, yes, sure, they're a leading character in your movie, but you are the one writing the script for them, and you do that in consciousness. Your imagination is what's real. Reality is the reflection of real. So make sure that you are spending more time in imagination than you are looking out into reality and going, where is that thing that I want, including my specific person. Your specific person will reflect back what you're doing in consciousness. You don't have to figure anything out. All you have to do is go in and create the scene, create the story, hold the assumption that you already have what it is that you want. This is super easy stuff. Where it gets tricky is the holding the assumption when reality is showing us something opposite. But that's the key. Like, remember, your reality, when it's showing up as the opposite to what you want, that's your 3D catching up to an old state of consciousness that you've been holding, that you were broken up. You've been telling everyone you're exes. Like, that's your reality catching up to what you've been holding in consciousness. So you just have to stick with yourself long enough for the new story to catch up to you. Like, that's it. That's the game. And then you do not go out and tell the old story. You don't go and call them they are not your ex. If you're with them in consciousness, then you are with them now. And that's what I mean when I say get your ex back now, because all time is happening now. Everything's happening now. All possibilities exist in the here and now. There is no past and future. They're just states of consciousness that you're imagining in your imagination. So imagine what it is that you want to experience. Revise the breakup, so that either you didn't break up or you got what you wanted or needed out of the breakup and then came back together, and then imagine yourself from that state of being with your person. That's it. Super simple. If that's what you want to do, you can absolutely do it. Please remember, you are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. Whatever you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, including your specific person. You will have an amazing life. This is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment. If you'd like support with anything that I've talked about in this video, I am available for coaching. You'll find all of those details at my website, youaretheone.com.au, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.